That's great, isn't it?
Makes me so nervous, yes.
Hello, everyone. Peggy Byrne is my special guest
Hello.
on the Adelaide Show. Peggy, you're behind the Bowerbird Design Market. You bought it 5 years ago.
I did.
Its 15th anniversary market is this coming weekend.
That's right. We're really excited. 15 years.
As you'll discover in the episode, I start out as someone, how would you describe me?
Not so warm on the idea of buying more things.
Yeah, I struggle with clutter. And I thought the last thing I really want to be promoting on the Adelaide Show is buying things. But you've turned me.
Oh, fantastic.
And you've turned, in fact, this is the knife you thrust into me, into that way of thinking when you said, instead of having a million knives, buy one good one. And what I love about that is, who makes these?
Dog bore knives.
It looks, I mean, I love it. And it's, very sharp. It's beautiful, but having one would mean one that I would love, and it means I then wash it as soon as I use it, instead of having dishes.
Yeah, and that is the thing, isn't it? We often have lots of things because we're a bit too lazy.
I don't take that personally. And this is how I'd be drying it. This is a tea towel?
Yes, this is from Kate Mason. So Kate Mason has been making illustrations of Adelaide, and in particular Adelaide maps, for a long time. I worked with her when I was working on Tasting Australia, and she did a map for us as well. And you know, they're printed on lots of things, but the tea towel's fabulous. And these are great to send home if you have somebody interstate or overseas, because it's light to send, and it's a nice memory of Adelaide.
This would have been nice to send to friends in Melbourne during COVID while we were moving around and they weren't able to. That's beautiful. It's a nice quality
cotton, cotton linen blend. Yeah, only $25. So it's, you know, it's affordable and it's lovely.
Would you actually use it to dry dishes with, or?
Do you know what? I would. I love my colourful
I would,
tea towels.
because otherwise you hang them up and then they become clutter.
Yes, no, they've got to be useful things.
That's beautiful. Now, what next? This is the glass that we were worried about at the beginning. I love this.
Yes.
This is hand blown?
Hand blown. So it's Emma Clow glass. She's jam factory. She blows in the jam factory, and she's made these glasses and also decanters and a variety of other things that have that. What do you call it?
I called it a tapered bottom.
Tapered bottom. Yes, it's.
There you go. I've never thought I'd say that word would come out. That phrase would come out of my mouth, but. It's a lovely weight. And
they come in every colour. So if you look at her display, it's often, you know, from greens to blues, yellows and pinks and reds. It's just gorgeous.
See, that's nice.
Yeah.
I'm definitely in with the knives. And also, we don't have one, but there's a woman at your market who makes guitar straps.
Guitar straps or camera straps, and using that same style handbag straps, but in that old style of that, you know, that tight stitching, and it's just gorgeous.
And having just bought a guitar, there's a hint. Now, there's a bevy of things here.
All right.
I'm not going to touch these until the end, because otherwise it'll be crunching. Okay.
Can I show you this? Look.
This was where we started off like this, and then we got closer during the chat, and then you remembered my anti-clutterness when you mentioned
I
these.
did. Look, I curate the market, and I look for things that people are going to love, and that are useful, and that are beautiful, and that are quality. And I think that some of the things that are valuable today are things that are a bit quirky, a little bit fun, they don't hurt anyone, they make you smile. And there's nothing wrong with that these days. If you can have a little thing like this in your pot plant or on your shelf that makes you smile in the morning, why not? These are from George the Slug.
I think in the pot plant is a lovely place for them.
They are.
Because, I mean, slugs, they're homeless snails. Look, this is uncomfortable for me to concede. But I think where they get by is they're so tiny.
Yes.
They're so tiny. I can't be a curmudgeon about them. George the Slug.
George the Slug. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So, you know, something whimsical.
Yes.
If you don't know what to buy someone and you want to give them a little gift that makes them smile, that's a perfect gift.
And I just noticed Peggy, who runs the markets, has confessed to a little bit of OCD, and I've just put back a slug, possibly in the wrong position. So, see, I can
They all
tell.
have to be facing this way.
I think we have bonded in and out. There we go. That'll do. So, What
Okay,
books?
so books. So we have an Adelaide author called Matt J. Pike who has written the best book. He's been writing for a while. His latest book is this one,
Zambies.
an AI apocalypse horror comedy for the ages, Zambies. And the beauty of these post-apocalyptic, crazy science fiction books is that they're all set in Adelaide. So you really get a sense of home, and there's some really lovely Gen X, Gen and Boomers, Gen Z and Boomer, conversations that we're all very familiar with in our lives. So it's funny, it's fun, and it's about Adelaide. So again, if you've got somebody overseas that can't get home for Christmas, something like this would be fun.
I'm curious to know why Matt hasn't been on the Adelaide Show yet.
Well, there you go.
Here, I've just randomly opened it up. Here's one sentence. They were soon back on their way towards the coast, heading down Tatachilla Road with a full tank and a van full of supplies, and a little less tension in the cabin. They soon passed under Victor Harbour Road, which brings us to Victor Harbour infused gin from Heaps Good Gin. Now, they're also exhibitors at Bowerbird Design Market, and this, as we discovered in the SA Drink of the Week, has some local Victoria, I keep saying Victoria, Victor Harbourin botanicals.
Coastal daisy bush.
Coastal daisy bush.
Yes, which tastes like olives, as we discovered.
Yes, we did. I have to try more of that as I'm editing this podcast, but it was really fetching. It was a gin that you could drink by itself. Not all of them are good like that. This one stands alone, and it took an arc around my palate like Steam Ranger. So have a look at that. What else have we got here?
Gertie.
Oh, Gertie. Now, the dogs don't miss out. Why is this so useful?
Look, this is amazing because, well, first of all, a lot of pet toys are made of plastic and they will never biodegrade, and this will disappear in 50 years. So this is fantastic in that reason. Depending on your dog, they will always want to have a quick win. So there's always something on these toys that the dog can easily rip off and chew on and have their quick win, which lends, it's their character, and then the rest will last a lot longer, again, depending on your dog. But there's a whole lots of different shapes and sizes, and they all have a bit of a character, a bit of story that goes with it. A 13-year-old girl started this business.
Wow.
And along with her mum helping her, she's now exporting all over the world.
Okay.
Adelaide based.
Train those dogs
Yep.
to be good at breaking things. This cup.
Clay by Qua is a, what do we call it? Hand thrown? Wheel thrown mug. So clay, obviously. And then this particular designer loves using these clay, glaze colours, and they form a bit of a landscape. So you've got the blue of the sea and the sky and the earthy tone. So all of her work is just absolutely stunning. She's been coming to Bowerbird for a long time. She's actually one of our alumni this year.
It's evocative of things I saw in the 60s and 70s, or from the 60s and 70s.
The colours,
the colours, and even that pattern and that texture, I mean.
Yeah, she doesn't glaze the full mug so that you do get that rougher clay, which is lovely. What else can I show you? So this is another illustrator called Tea Towel Co. And this is their diary for 2025. It's got Adelaide-centric drawings.
The pranker.
Yeah, the Hills Hoist.
Yes.
So she does amazing work. They do cushions, they do badges, brooches, etc. Lots of fun. Again, great gifts if people are away from home at the moment.
I think that brings us to the crunchies, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So tell us about these while I try something. I'm going to try one of these.
So back to basic traditions. A local maker.
Sorry.
Italian heritage. And as you can see on the back of this packaging, which is for the almond bread, it talks about the recipe that this is made from, which is I think his aunt or his great aunt on the back there.
Yep.
So made traditionally the way it's always been made in his family, shared with us, made in small batches. I mean, you could eat the whole packet, couldn't you? It's just so light and divine. And then the broad bean chips. Now, broad bean chips were the types of things that labourers back in Italy would have in their pockets as they were digging the fields, etc. Something easy to eat. They used to be deep fried. Now these are air fried. And whether you want to try one of these as well.
I didn't know this was open.
Your savoury to go with your sweet.
There we go.
It's easy to just kind of pop in your mouth as you go.
That hit of salt. Beautiful.
Go well with your gin?
It would, wouldn't it?
I think it would.
All right, we'll turn the camera off now. Seriously, I hope there was something that tickled your fancy. If there wasn't here, there will be at Bowerbird Design Market. You've converted me now.
Fantastic.
I'm an advocate.
Fantastic. 152 designers. There's got to be something.
There's got to be something. That'll be my new Tinder profile as well. Peggy Byrne, thank you so much for being on the Adelaide Show.
Thank you.
And enjoy the market. And not just the market, if you missed the market, your website will have a list of everyone who's appeared and you can chase them up.
Absolutely. Yeah, for the last event and every other event after that. So it's a good directory for gift shopping in time of the year.
So here I am, a labourer in the field, eating my broad beans.
Fantastic.
Thank you.
Don't work too hard.
Try not. Do they drink gin in the field as well?
Oh, yes, to keep warm. 'Cause it's very cold occasionally.